Hey, what's up guys? Block A back here with the 2-valve. I wasn't really planning on filming a video today. I thought I just would because I saw that Patrick from Horseplay Motoring did a video similar on this, and I was like, he even posted his numbers and did a whole video about it. So I thought I would do the same, kind of show you what I'm making if anyone is interested. I have a 2-valve that's kind of full bolt-on. I mean, it doesn't have headers on it. I'll go through my mod list in a second just to show you guys like what you can do and everything that's kind of different about my car than say something that's stock, to show you guys what kind of numbers I achieved. And so yeah, it should be a new, should be a good video. Also guys, I want to also reveal to you guys a new project car, which I'll go more in depth and soon. My dad's new Screaming Yellow 04. It's a beautiful car. I do want to do a video on it. It's gorgeous in this car. Right now my headlight's demoisturizing because 2-valve. Anyways, yeah guys, I was in North Carolina this weekend. It was like 20 degrees there. Here it's like 75 and it feels hot. Anyways, let's get back to the 2-valve. Okay guys, so the different mods I have on this thing, it's not a lot. It's not a lot. Now remember, this engine is not original. This engine actually came from a Crown Vic. I think it was a 2004 Crown Vic. So apparently the cam profile is different on a Crown Vic. Now I didn't change the cams. I didn't even crack open the valve covers on this thing. I just dropped it in the car, bolted the intake on, and put all the wiring on, and you know, ran it. Another thing to look at, it has this big, it seems a little bigger than usual cold air intake. I don't know the exact diameter of it. It's probably like 80 millimeter or something like that, because I know the throttle body and plenum are 78 millimeter, and as you can see, kind of bulges out, goes in a little bit right there. So it's definitely bigger than the plenum. So it's probably like a 90 millimeter, something like that. I'm not sure at the minute, but it's definitely a big, you know, CAI. Another mod that I have is, it's not really a mod, but it's something to list on here because I think it does affect numbers. Maybe, I'm not sure. EGR delete. I don't know if that does anything for horsepower. That's just something I have on there. You guys let me know. As you guys can see, I have a 3G alternator from a non-PI car, 94 or 96, 98. 3G alternators seem to run better, charge better, and don't fail as much as like a 6G. That's not much of a difference in horsepower at all, but I thought I would name it just because it's different from what you would get from a normal PI car. I have a stock PI intake, not a Dorman. Now people that don't know much about these cars that are watching, don't ever get a Dorman. I've seen pictures, and I've seen it in person. Dorman intakes are actually smaller than a non-PI intake. Besides that, no stock headers, stock manifold. I'm not a big fan of shorties, you know, long tube, stuff like that. This car is kind of a daily of mine, so I like to keep it as practical as possible. And those seem like they cause a lot of issues with air conditioning, like burning holes in lines and stuff like that. And also, people don't think about this when you're putting long tubes on. You gotta bring up the whole engine, put K-member spacers 9 times out of 10. You feel them. When you're driving on the road, you can feel the long tubes fucking rattling into your ass and stuff like that. I'm not a big fan of it. I got an aftermarket exhaust, Offroad X, with the DNA Catback. Now I'm doing an exhaust video. I'm doing a video on the exhaust, but the reason I haven't released it yet is because it currently has a leak, because we had to do some kind of redneck engineering where the mid pipe meets the catback. So as soon as I get that exhaust leak fixed, I'm going to be doing a whole video on how it sounds, you know, versus the Flowmasters that I had originally. Back on point. Aluminum drive shaft. I think for Ford racing. I have an aluminum flywheel. T45 transmission, which is stock. I'm just saying, you know, it's a manual. Short throw shifter, which doesn't matter, but I'm just throwing that in there. What else? It has a 93 tune from Bama, or at least that's what I was told. from the previous owner. I have no idea if that's truth or not, but I think it is. 93 Bama chip. I'm trying to think. I have bigger injectors. Now, I don't think injectors matter at power at all. Remember this, guys. The stock injectors on these cars will handle up to 300 horsepower. Injectors are something that's like, it doesn't give you more horsepower, it allows you to make more horsepower. So injectors, I don't know, I think they're like, I don't want to say the complete wrong answer. I'm not good with injectors, numbers, or injector models. Alright guys, as you can see, I have the dyno sheet here. Let's see if I can get the focus. Okay, so what did she make? What did she make? She made 267 max torque. I made 332 at 3.8 RPM, 3.8, 3800. Not only are those really strong numbers, but something to also keep in mind that this dyno line, like the actual curve, is really, really good. Like I heard. So this overall is a good looking dyno sheet for a stock, you know, decent bolt-on 2-valve. So I guess today's conclusion is, this is me calling out horseplay motoring, and not because I have 67 more horsepower apparently, but only because, you know, his car's lighter than mine, right? And he's also automatic. Which, faster, slower, that's a whole nother conversation in itself. But yeah, I'm calling out horseplay motoring. I'm calling you out.